My name is Megz Reynolds, and I'm a grain farmer outside of Kyle, Saskatchewan. I'm involved in my community with a women's group. I've also been a volunteer firefighter for the past 6 years. I'm heavily involved in agriculture policy, advocating on behalf of agriculture, our rural communities, and the industries that support us. I'm also the RM of Lacadina's rep with the Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan, sitting on 3 policy committees with them: trade and economics, crops and transportation, as well as young agricultural producers. I'm also a Great Plains College board director, and through these 2 organizations, I have been able to work with governance. I have also had the opportunity to create resolutions and bring them forward on a provincial and a national level. I did not grow up wanting to be a politician, and I'm not running to be our next Conservative candidate because I want that title. I'm running because I want to fight for our riding. I want to work with you and our communities, our industries, and our businesses to create a stronger and brighter future for our riding. This is not going to be easy, and things are going to get worse before they get better. But I'm here to tell you that together, we can do this. With me as our representative in Ottawa, we can work together to create a brighter and stronger future moving forward. Using the platform that I created, both provincially, nationally, and globally, I have been able to positively inflect change. I created such an uproar during proposed tax changes in 2017 that I ended up on Justin Trudeau's desk on the cover of the Globe and Mail. And I was quoted as a farmer that brought Finance Minister Morneau to his knees in regards to those changes. I was instrumental in rolling back what they proposed, and that proves to you my ability to create and influence change. When we were trying to get Bill C-49 passed through Senate to help our grain moving on our rail lines, I was instrumental in writing letters and getting involvement from producers in Ontario and Eastern Canada to meet with their senators, to meet with their elected officials, so that representatives in Ottawa knew that this was not just an issue for Western Canada, this was an issue for Canada as a whole, and within weeks, that bill passed through the Senate. Last fall, I invited politicians out to my farm and to my combine to talk ag policy. I had that invitation taken up by our Premier, Mr. Scott Moe, as well as 2 Conservative MPs, John Barlow and Rosemary Falk. I have been fighting carbon tax nationally as well, and I've gone head-to-head with Minister McKenna on Wendy Mesley. I also collaborated with our Premier, Scott Moe, on a video against carbon tax when we were both at the Manning Conference in Ottawa last year. I have strong connections with the Conservative Party and huge support from many of the MPs within it. I have testified in Ottawa numerous times, recently on mental health and agriculture, and on the issues of non-compliance from China in regards to our canola. I highlighted our dependence on our global markets and stressed that there isn't a crop currently being grown on my farm that is not facing a trade barrier or tariff that the current Liberal government has not created or made worse. I have been called to testify because the Conservative government wants my name there. They want my voice there, not because I'm with an organization or a commodity group. I want what you all want. I want our industries supported. We need to put an end to Bill C-69 and 48 that undermine our oil and gas industries. We need to have pipelines built, and we need to have our grain moving on our rail lines. We have incredible, world-renowned manufacturing and agricultural oil and gas industries that need to be supported with tariff-free trade agreements. We need to revamp our business tax structure to back off government involvement and taxation and provide freedom required to grow, innovate, and create success. We also need to relook at our capital gain structure. We need a structure that supports business owners, including farmers, and encourages them to be successful on that sale of that business instead of penalizing them for growing that business. We need to work with families so that they're not taxed to the point that they feel like they are drowning. We need the income redistribution scheme, currently known as carbon tax, scrapped. You cannot tax an industry into sustainability, and it is not fair to penalize people that live, work, and raise their families in rural Canada. We need understanding that as gun owners, we have been vetted, and there's nothing wrong with our current screening process. I want to see mental health prioritized, the conversation normalized, and the realization made that so many of our community members are self-medicating with alcohol and drugs because of the stigma surrounding mental health. Lastly, it is crucial that we prioritize all of our trade agreements, both domestically and internationally. Our current and growing situation with China needs to be a wake-up call. We are a country that depends on those global markets, and we are at a logistical disadvantage with our location and with the way we get our goods to market. Now more than ever, we need a quality representation, a strong, trusted voice in Ottawa, and a candidate who is prepared and capable to fight for us. A candidate who will strive to play an important role in our party and keep our riding at the forefront in Ottawa. I am that candidate. I am that strong, trusted voice. And I have the track record to back up that commitment to you. Thank you.